You said that rookie of the year, and it's not even close. Just for you, what does it mean to hear that?
It means a lot. Coming from our leader, I mean, that's the head coach, hearing that. And he's been around a lot of basketball. He's seen a lot of big-time players. So for him to say that about me, I mean, I really appreciate it. And it means a lot.
Do you believe that you hands down?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. How does it feel like all of those eyes, and that's what people are going to be looking at for the remainder of the season is just kind of what that looks like, that rookie of the year race looks like.
What does the rookie of the year race look like?
To you that's what people are focusing on now for the remainder of the season?
I really like how the Pistons are playing right now. I think we're playing really hard, playing for each other. And I think that's what's, led us winning some games. I really appreciate my team, my teammates trusting me with the ball, allowing me to, get things going. And I feel like, they're kind of looking at that race too a little bit. And they want to put me in the right positions. But at this point, I mean, we're really rolling. I'm not really too worried about that race as much as, getting the building blocks and getting the foundation right for next year for the Pistons. But I mean, I'm gonna keep working. I think I deserve the award, but at the end of the day, it's a trophy. I think, building something good with my team would mean a lot more.
Okay. As you guys have won these games as of late, have you or the guys talked about what could have maybe been had not all those injuries happened at the top of the year? Obviously, you missed all the camp, Jeremy Kelly being gone, and it's really the first time you guys have all been together and kind of had top peak.
Right. I mean, if we would have hit this stride maybe, 10 games earlier, couple games earlier than that, I mean, we'll be looking at, maybe trying to get into the play-in or something like that. So, I mean, we've briefly talked about it, but, we try to stay in the moment. I mean, all that stuff's behind us at this point. So, we are where we are, and, we're trying to keep building and get ourselves out of the bottom of the league right now.
With Isaiah Stewart being hurt tonight, how much has he meant to this recent run you guys have been on?
Yeah, he's meant a whole lot to it. I hate to see him go down. He's a tough dude, so I have full faith that he'll make a good recovery. But like you said, I mean, he's meant a lot to us, meant a lot to our team. And moving forward, he's gonna continue to mean a lot to us, and be a big part, not only just on the court, but vocally and just in the locker room.
You were just talking about building something for the future and having confidence going into next year. From looking at what the front office has done, drafting somebody like Isaiah Livers who can come in and play as many minutes as he did, hit some big shots, bringing in a Marvin Bagley. Just in terms of you guys being in sync on the court, is right now, do you feel like the whole organization kind of been in sync as well?
Yeah, we got a lot of talent. Isaiah's big time. I'm glad he got, the minutes he got and got to showcase that, because we all knew it. But yeah, I think, from top to bottom, I think everybody's kind of on the same wavelength right now. We have good synergy going. I think, that's what's translated to the game. But it's been a lot of sacrifices with that. That's what comes with it. But I think we're all making the right moves for us to move in the right direction.
Late in games, it seems like even though you're the point guard, the entire team is looking to you to make plays, and they're clearing out and giving you sort of that real estate to make those decisions. That's not usually rare for a rookie. You know what I mean? So where does that come from, their confidence in you? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I feel probably most comfortable in my life whenever I have the ball in my hands. I'm just, working. So it's my favorite hobby in life. I love it more than anything. So the trust that they have in me to go create something and make something happen, I really appreciate, because I feel like I can do it. I worked really hard in my game. And so, late game, whenever I'm able to create something and put us ahead or whatever the case may be, that's one of the best feelings for me. So I don't really get too nervous in those situations. I just go do what I love to do, and try to make plays for my team to win.
Where's the confidence level at for this team? I mean, I think of the last 6 wins, winning 6 of 8. All of those have been really close margins. 2 of those in OT, just to be able to win these games over and over. What does that do for the confidence level right now?
Yeah, our confidence is really high, but I don't think anybody's, above themselves or, too hype about what's going on right now. We've had some ugly losses that have definitely humbled us for this moment. We've had big win and then come back next game and have an ugly loss. So I think going through all that earlier in the season has definitely prepared us for now and staying even keel for these games to, keep momentum going. Appreciate y'all.
Good. How you feeling after that? Is friendly fire from Jeremy? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm just, it happens, but I'll just take care of it. I'll be good.
Yeah. How would you describe how this game played out, over the, say, I'll just take it through the final few minutes of the fourth quarter, kind of going into overtime, when you're in such a tight battle like that, when it comes down to the final possession?
I mean, we stay together, offensively, defensively. We've been in that situation before in Charlotte when we had to go get in overtime, and we showed character, and we showed that the past 2 games that we won was in a fluke.
How nerve-wracking was it? There's 1.6 seconds left in regulation, so there's a foul at the one end that sends Cade to the line for 2. Then they come back this end, they get Marlon.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it's going to be a makeup call. So the rule was just put your hands up, try not foul. So we didn't have a challenge anymore, so we couldn't challenge a play. But I don't think that was a foul. But at the end of the day, we still got the win in overtime.
Yeah. What was kind of the message? You talked about togetherness, but when you go into overtime, knowing that they got that call right at the end, even to force it to OT, how would you describe the resolve that you guys had in that huddle?
I mean, once he called it, it's over with. Now we move on to the next play, and we saw it was overtime. Everybody was locked in. Everybody was together. Everybody knew their role, what they had to do, get stops. And then, Cade did his thing offensively, and we got the win.
Has this recent stretch of wins made you guys wonder what could have been had everybody been healthy for the majority of the year? Obviously, at the top of your guys were in and out for long stretches, but now that everybody's kind of together and at the peak of their powers, it's definitely looked like a different ball club.
I mean, yeah, definitely, but that's out of our control. We just focus on the present. We're playing really good basketball. We're fighting hard every single game, and we got 17 games left. So now, it's still a lot of games.
You mentioned Cade doing his thing at the end of the game as someone who went through this last year as a rookie, having the ball in your hands a lot. Just what have you seen from him? How much he's kind of grown over the course of the year?
I mean, you can see late game, he's extremely confident having the ball in his hands. Making big shots, making big pass. Sadiq as well, his big threes. Grant, Jeremy. They're just great players. They're shot makers, and they help us win games.
A lot's been made of the lob threat that Marvin Bagley brings to this team. You guys connected here tonight. How much do you appreciate being a guard, knowing you can get it in the vicinity and let him finish?
I mean, it's definitely a threat because then he's a high flyer, and having that threat in the paint makes the defense commit, and then it opens up the whole floor.
On top of that, we've been out there a lot with Livers, Magruder, Olenek, 3 guys who've been spaced before. How much does that just help bring out the strengths in your game too, having those 3 plus Marvin to be able to space the floor and get to
Isaiah Livers played with great confidence. He's not afraid of anything. He shoot that thing. He shot it really good tonight. Rodney as well, knockdown shooter. KO, knockdown shooter as well. And Bass can get a bucket. He's a real force down there.
What has it been like for you to continue, even in the new role? You played a lot of fourth quarters. You played the fourth, I think, all of OT tonight. And for you, what's that balance been like coming in later in games, but still playing a lot of fourth quarters over the last 2 months or so?
I mean, definitely in the fourth quarter, my focus is coming in, control the tempo of the game, and also defensively, make sure I lock down on whoever is in front of me. And, I like to be in late games.
Thanks, Jerry.
Appreciate it.
Coach, you had great production from a variety of individuals tonight, and collectively, you guys played so well. Cade had 15 of his 28 in the fourth quarter and overtime. As you're watching, obviously you have a hand in that. I'm orchestrating some things, but what did you see?
Well, with Cade, again, he's rookie of the year. I mean, there's not even close as far as talent evaluation. I've been in a long time, seen a long time players. The only thing that could hold against us is a young team rebuilding. But talent-wise, he's the guy that can finish games for you, and that's what you need in those situations to finish games. And he's playing like a 10-year vet. So, to get 10 assists and 28 points is big time. And, he deserves that. But again, he got us down the stretch. We was trying to go to him down the stretch, which, we wanted to. We kind of got what we wanted down the stretch. But for me, he's the rookie of the year, just the way he won the game for us tonight.
Defensively, I know you had a game plan. We talked beforehand about how you're going to try to bother Trae Young. I think you bothered him pretty good.
Yeah.
How pleased are you with the collective effort you guys had?
It was a collective effort, along with the switching. I thought Corey Joseph started it, being a pest with him, staying connected, pursuing, as I mentioned before the game. And then Killian came in. I thought Killian had one of his better games, both offensively and defensively. Attention to detail, staying connected to Young. And then also, once we switched on him, Isaiah started it. And then Marvin came in and did a good job of switching out, using his length and size on him. So it was a collective effort, but hats off to Corey, Killian in those situations.
You said recently about, Isaiah Livers, even though we haven't seen a ton of him, you really like him. I know that. How much trust does it say in the other guys that are on the floor where it's like, you don't even think about giving it to
They
him?
know he's a shooter. And they know that from watching him every day. And that's what builds that trust. If he out there clank him in practice, I promise you they wouldn't throw it to him. And so they see it just like I see it. And, he's an intelligent kid. He's smart. If he makes a mistake, it's a basketball mistake. He doesn't hit himself in the head. So, but again, he's a big time shooter. And in this day, as you saw tonight, we won the 3-point line. And that was a huge difference for us because they have a shot eraser at the rim if you drive in there, and you better be able to shoot the three, either get to the rim or shoot the three. And I thought we did a good job of playing the analytical game tonight.
I think your guys' last 9 games are decided by 10 or less points. You guys are 6-3 in those. I know still a young team, but are they growing up a little bit?
Growing, they taking steps. We're not a finished product yet. You can watch this game tonight, and there's a lot of mistakes, just young mistakes. And again, they're growing and like the way we're playing. I wish this was back in November, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. And, but it takes time for guys to grow. And hopefully this gets a bounce step and a bounce into next year. And really optimistic about the core group and, the way they're growing.
Well, a lot of guys can't seamlessly sort of fit between the second group and the starting group, but Marvin just didn't seem to lose a beat and maybe played with a little bit more bounce and stuff too, playing with that starting group.
He did. He really did. And conditioning, I think, was, he's probably going to sleep well tonight just because of how many minutes straight he played because of Isaiah's injury. But he did a great job of commanding the boards and scoring when he had to, cleaning up the offensive boards. And then again, like I said, he did an excellent job of getting out and switching out on Trae Young, which is not an easy task, and using his length. But really, and I said it, last week, he is a great fit for us, going forward. Good piece for us.
Not that you want close wins, but to see this team just be able to win these back and forth type games, that add more to the idea that this team's figured something out in the last few weeks.
Like I said, 2 months ago, we'd have lost by 15. I think he had us down 10, and we've become resilient, trusting each other, trusting what we're doing defensively, trusting what we're doing offensively, trusting each other, trusting the pass. And it's a beautiful thing to see. That's why you coach, is to see guys grow. And the other beautiful thing is we got a great summer of work, a great fall of work next year, some additions, and we'll be ready to take off a little bit.
And as far as Cunningham, have you seen another rookie or even just player around his age that had that sense of the moment, being able to?
Like I said, I've been in a long time in college and pros, and he has it, and is that it factor late in the game. He may kick it out once in a while, but most of the time he's going to get something good, whether it's a kick out, pass, or score. And again, he's just scratching the surface in his game. But for me, he's rookie of the year. You just take all the guys and put them in across the line and judge him, and he's going to win just because he has that it factor, that the feel of the game, the 3-point shooting. Defensively, he's got to learn not to foul and keep his hand back, but he has all the other intangibles that you need for a winning team.
Thank you.